Did you say something?
I did. I want to talk to you more before
Huh?
I go. Mind if we talk?
Not at all. What's on your mind?
Stuff. Is the Shire prepared to defend itself from the dragons?
Dragons? What are you talking about?
Dragons!
Such creatures haven't been seen in these lands for over 1,000 years.
But none is in danger. Alduin will destroy us. Alduin is dead. Just wait until you're nothing more than a pile of ash, then you'll see.
There are no dragons here, of that you can be sure. I'm not quite sure why you'd think otherwise, but then again, I don't think I really care either.
Okay.
Did you have something else to say?
Yes. Despite these dark times, you seem to take matters lightly.
Believe me, I don't mean to. These are dangerous matters we face, and they require serious judgment. It's just hard to take anything sincerely when others insist on making pointless decisions and wasting precious time.
I'd like to know about your past.
Yes, I suppose I was rather vague last time we spoke of it. As I'm sure you guessed, my talent with a bow, celerity with a dagger, and ability to avoid being seen, even among halflings, were not skills acquired overnight. It took years of careful study, strong discipline, and sufficient demonstration. But I personally cannot take any credit for being the man I am today without first looking to my father. It is because of his guidance that I can call myself a ranger, and because of his instruction that I can prove myself worthy of such a title. Even if I didn't always seem grateful when I had to track a herd of deer or survive a month in the wilderness, I'll never forget the time he spent preparing me for the dangers on the road ahead.
I take it you're quite fond of your father?
I have a good reason to be. He was a father first and a ranger second, and he made every attempt to display that. But as a ranger, he was one of the best. While not counted among the strongest or bravest, he had a simple philosophy that brought him victory where better men had fallen. Those who cannot change their ways cannot change their mistakes. He did not fear change, but welcomed it, and he recognized that when one way proved ill, another path had to be taken. To fail is acceptable, to repeat that failure is not. If only he could have been here to tell my current company that. But perhaps I would have ignored him all the same.
These words are wise. Change can be paired. If I ran off a cliff, the fall wouldn't kill me to stop would. Change is nice.
How refreshing it is to hear that come out of a mouth that isn't mine. Perhaps with another voice to back me up, the others will finally listen. But the day when your opinion matters to Thormin is far from now.
Yep.
And by then it may be too late.
Well then, oh, you like me. Okay, I don't want to talk to you again. I holds me in medium regard now. Because we lost regard by just asking questions with the other dude, so let's annoy that Duros guy. Burzel!
Hello, Outlander.
Hello there.
I'm in the middle of something right now.
Mind if you talk?
Not at all. What's on your mind?
You. How do you pronounce your name?
Yes, I can see how something like that could be
Miss Burzel.
mispronounced. It's buy or sell. Kind of like the options you have at a market, actually.
Buy or sell. Bleach, you parents could have thought of something else. Well, to be honest, I'm not sure if I pronounce anything correctly.
So far, everything sounds alright to me.
Good.
Now, was there something else you needed?
I noticed you accepted from me at other scene. Where you voiced this.
Well, I personally believe you have a purpose here.
A good or a bad
I do
one?
not know what path led you down to the Skyrim Gate, what quest sent you that way, or why I found you of all people, but I believe it was for a reason. Some might find my trust absurd, but I think you are tied to the Shire in a way some would think impossible. That the fate of the Shire is in your hands and yours alone. Courage is found in the most unlikely of places, after all.
Okay. Why would you think that?
Why? Perhaps it is because I am afraid. And you give me courage.
I can give you something else too. No, I really don't want a tour. I like to know about your past.
Sure. It began as you might expect. My father took up the life of a watcher, as did my mother.
In a small hole
Because
in the
of this,
ground.
I was raised on the road. Wandering from village to camp just seemed natural to me. I was too young to fully understand where we were all going, or why, but back then it was the only life I knew. I remember one time, my parents were travelling in the woods near Tildo's Trolls, when they noticed a pack of wolves had surrounded some of the local farmers. It was the first time I'd seen my parents in action. They were magnificent. From that point, I wanted nothing more than to become a ranger in my later years. But I could go on and bore you quite easily with tales of my childhood. Shall we continue with current matters?
Sure. Yeah, no tour, bye.
Stay safe.
You too.
Keeping busy, I hope.
Mind if you talk?
I suppose I have some time. What about?
How did you get that scar on your face?
It was a gift from an old associate.
I think we just bonded there for a little. Oh, thanks for cleaning that up.
I have no time for sarcastic
That
remarks.
wasn't sarcastic.
Did you need something, or are you just trying to find someone to mock?
No! Ah. Why do you talk so little?
Trust me, I talk more often than I'd prefer. That's the problem with all these young Nunamorians and newcomers around. Everyone wants a conversation.
Yeah, I hate those people who do a bunch of voice cracking. What's wrong with conversation?
Nothing. But folks who enjoy that sort of thing shouldn't try to drag in others who prefer peace and tranquility.
I'd like to know about your past.
And what business of yours would that be anyway? I won't reveal my mistakes, just as I never asked for yours. The future is what you should concern yourself with, not the past.
Fair enough.
Now, is there something else we could talk about?
No.
Sure.
Good day.
Hi, I'd like to know about your past.
My past? Wow, no one's ever asked me that before. I mean, of course. Typical newcomers are quite likely to find even the dullest days of a ranger interesting in comparison to their own lives. I must have forgotten that.
For the record, my life is way more interesting than yours. True, man, perhaps you can continue without all this self-praise.
Perhaps. But I must be ever careful to give proper credit where credit is due. My accomplishments are far too significant to ignore after all.
Sure.
Now anyway, you asked about my past. I was raised alongside Adonin, my older brother, by my aunt and uncle. My uncle took it upon himself to teach Adonin the tricks and values of a ranger when his work permitted.
No, when
I
he
guess
taught you
he
cooking.
must have felt bad about excluding me from their exercises, because it was not long before I was involved in the training. Adonin wasn't the slightest bit fond of this, however. I guess being beaten in a spar by his younger sister was too much to handle. He'd probably still complain about it today if he were here.
And just how many spars did you defeat him in?
One.
Uh-huh.
But it was an intense one. If you talked to him, he'd probably say I rigged it. But how was I supposed to know where the end of the cliff was?
You killed your brother? End of the cliff?
Well, we used to battle everywhere we could. The higher up, the better. And I may have tripped him. But I certainly didn't know he'd fall 10 yards in the air. I just assessed the situation and worked quickly to take full use of my advantage.
Uh-huh. You speak as if something happened to your brother.
Something did. Or rather, he brought something upon himself. I don't really want to talk about it right now, okay?
Okay.
In fact, there's some other tasks the others wanted me to carry out. I should probably get those done.
You probably should. Okay, goodbye. Okay, here we are. Suspicious cave. Can we enter the suspicious cave? No. He said something about a riddle. Dude, find a riddle. Oh, riddle. Here, read rock with strange inscriptions. It's harder to catch the faster you go, yet steady your pace and then it will flow. Breath? Oh, okay. Let's kill some goblins. Kill the goblin chief. Hello, Gobbos. Where is you? Should we kill them? It's probably gonna be stupid to kill them, right? He's not gonna like us when we kill them because he's gonna be like, oh my god, they'll come back in even greater masses or some poop like that. So maybe we can just assassinate the king to cause disarray. Something like that. Why? Can we burn down the bridge? Oh my god, can we? Wait. There's oil there.
Come on.
Can we? Did we burn down the bridge? Please tell me we burned down the bridge. Ah! Help.
This ends now.
Oh my god, I did it! We did that! Could you get your 5 guys out of the way? Nice! Get you guys out of the way, let's go back.
Watch it.
Were the rumors true?
Well, what rumors? I found their hideout and the doors open. Yes, I've already driven them out.
By yourself? How did you manage to do so?
I set the only exit on fire and they fled.
Interesting. My orders were to report back once you had gained entrance, not drive the goblins out yourself. Yet, I'll admit, I am impressed with the ingenuity of your approach.
We did a good.
Because this worked, I'll double your reward.
Wow, is it 400
However, I'd
gold?
suggest you heed my orders more closely next time.
Okay. Do you
You
love
may
me
not get
more
so
now?
lucky.
What? That's a lot of... Mind if we talk?
What are the specifics?
I'd like to know about your past.
We'll talk more about it later, alright?
Okay, ready for another task?
What would you like to do next?
Just let me kill the
Good.
wolves.
I would have hated to spare a ranger for this one.
Why?
We've heard several reports of a large wolf pack that entered in from the south a few days ago. Packs like these haven't been seen in the Shire for years, and the halflings are viewing it as a bad omen. They need to be driven back out of our land before they develop a taste for something new, like those living in the surrounding villages. What do you think? Can you handle it, or am I overestimating your ability?
Of course I can handle it. I'm facing an enemy that difficult. As good as it. Are you kidding? I've probably killed more wolves than you.
Good. Then this shouldn't be a problem for you.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, wolves here in Middle Nirn are different from those you may have experienced elsewhere.
Why?
Their hide is thick, and their teeth keen. If you wish to return with all your limbs attached, you will heed this warning.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
Now that's how it's done.
Remember when a bandit entering the Shire was a rare occurrence? Goblins only had a place in law books, or
How'd
trolls
it
stayed
go?
in the mountains.
Were you
They say it
successful?
should have lasted.
Yes. I was almost eaten alive. This won't be bothering anyone.
Here's your payment. I believe you'll find it more than adequate for the task you performed.
How can I help?
Almost makes you wonder,
Okay.
what did we do wrong?
I don't know.
Speak your piece.
Ready for another task.
What would you like to do next?
Food, materials. I don't really care. Food.
I'm going to hand you over to Tinruth for this one. She'll be needing
don't
help
like
collecting some of
her.
our more basic needs. It's tedious work, but necessary.
Okay.
Speak to her to receive your orders in broader detail.
Okay, I will do that tomorrow.